Welcome back to MindMuse, where we explore the ideas, stories, and tools that help us live more thoughtful, fulfilled, and self-directed lives. Today, we're diving into Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life by Jungian analyst James Hollis, Ph.D., a profound exploration of how we reclaim purpose and authenticity once the first half of life's roles and expectations stop guiding us. The core question, what happens when our old maps stop working? Hollis begins with the striking idea that much of early adulthood is shaped by what he calls adaptations for survival. In other words, we build identities to please parents, meet cultural expectations, succeed in careers, and maintain stability. These strategies are necessary, yet they are not the same as discovering who we truly are. The second half of life begins, Hollis suggests, not at a specific age, but at a psychological threshold, the moment when our old strategies no longer sustain us. We feel restless, disoriented, or unexpectedly dissatisfied. Hollis calls this the summons of the soul, a call to go deeper. The midlife passage, a psychological reckoning. Hollis reframes midlife crisis as a midlife initiation, a period when unresolved inner material, fears, grief, unfinished dreams, rises up and demands attention. Instead of seeing these experiences as signs of failure, he urges us to view them as an invitation to growth. This stage often feels unsettling because the psyche pushes us toward a more authentic life, one that cannot run on autopilot or inherited beliefs. The key question becomes, to whom do I owe my allegiance? The life I inherited or the life that wants to live through me? Personal responsibility, the weight and reward of conscious living. A central theme in Hollis's work is radical personal responsibility. He argues that the real task of adulthood is recognizing the unconscious forces that have shaped our behaviors and choosing to confront them rather than be ruled by them. This means examining childhood wounds without being defined by them, recognizing the ways we self-betray to maintain comfort or avoid conflict, and accepting that meaning is not discovered but forged through conscious choices. In this framework, maturity is the courage to ask, what wants to grow in me now? The soul's agenda, moving toward meaning. Hollis emphasizes that every psyche has its own inherent drive toward wholeness. Meaning arises not from external success, but from aligning our lives with this inner trajectory. He encourages practices such as listening to your symptoms, treating anxiety, depression, or dissatisfaction as messages, not malfunctions, honoring your deeper longings, even when they disrupt comfort, following the path of enlargement, choosing the option that expands your life rather than contracts it. Ultimately, the second half of life is not a decline, but a spiritual deepening, a rediscovery of selfhood beyond roles and expectations. A life of greater freedom. Hollis concludes with a hopeful message. When we dare to confront our inner life, we reclaim our energy, vitality, and sense of purpose. We begin living not as who we were trained to be, but as who we actually are. This is the promise of the second half of life. Greater freedom, greater authenticity, and a life lived in service of the soul. If this exploration inspired you, make sure to subscribe to MindMuse, where we unpack transformative books and ideas every week. Like, comment, and share your reflections. What questions is your second half of life asking you? Until next time, keep your mind open, your curiosity alive, and your inner life in motion.